Peace, love, and prosperity. My name is Kevin Knuckles. You can also call me Hori Hotep. And basically, life motivations have taken me to a better perception of reality. Because the things that I have realized in my life that could have been a great opportunity I took for granted. Now that I have my own purpose, right? My own purpose have to do a lot to do with the knowledge that I have acquired throughout like almost 8 years. But my motivation comes from the principles that help me to elevate my mind into the concept of creating your own. Because creating your own is more like you you understand the system structured on the international level in every nation. For every structure of every business or every economical structure, as well as a social structure, political structure, you have to understand the business aspect of everything that's within these categories. So sometimes when you look at life in a better view, you have to understand that you have a structure that can basically lead to mental slavery, or it can basically lead you into the liberation of who you are. Because a lot of people don't understand this type of concept around liberation. They want to liberate the mind so bad, but they don't understand that liberating your mind is to understand the knowledge of the system and how it's arranged. So my motivation comes from the knowledge of self, according to who and what I am, and it helped me to elevate the perception that everything has an equilibrium and a correspondence to each other, because everything has a structure. The structure, the main fold of the structure is to understand the human psyche, the human mind, because you have many people that operate within the reptilian brain because they want to be savages. They look at the society as a that which is not within opportunity. But in true reality, it's all about the level of your conscious mind of development. A lot of people don't know how to develop their mind. So how to develop the mind is basically to understanding the knowledge, because knowledge is power. So if knowledge is power, then why most of individuals don't want to gain this information? Sometimes people don't gain information because it's not of their interest. Sometimes individuals that don't gain knowledge because they pay attention to something that's not according to self-development. It's all about fast money. So sometimes when individuals look for the fast money, everything else is obsolete. It's not obtrusive. It's not very important. It's not noticeable to them. So sometimes the mind, once it develops into categories, because the categories is basically the things that you desire, things that you want, not things that you need, things that you want. Because I look at the latest trend or the latest fashion, and in your mind, you automatically be like, oh, I want that latest shoes and Jordans. So in that concept of your mind, when you look at those shoes, by being so flashy, it costs like $100 in US. In Trinidad and Tobago, it might be like almost 16 to almost $2,000. Yeah, according to the Trinidad and Tobago value of the dollar. So you spend so much money, not understanding that you could have kept that for something else that could be important and get you something that's not is less fashionable, but it makes you look good, makes you feel good and clean. But it's the name that you're actually buying, the title that everybody is attracted to. So attraction to certain things leaves you in a suspense mechanism, because now that you are having regret in getting these things, it kind of leaves you in a confused state of mind, right? So by your mind being very confused, you don't understand the capabilities or information or knowledge, you can basically gravitate yourself to, because knowledge is power. So the more that you develop through information, the more that you're starting to see how your mind can expand. And when your mind expands, that's when people start looking at you like you're crazy, that you don't know what you're talking about. You so suspicious and everything, and things of that nature. And they make it look like you're the bad person. So when human psychological transformation and behaviors is within the operations of what they desire and what they feel, not what they're ambitious according to their goals or purpose and reasons why they're here on this physical life. So in my point of view, my motivation is basically the understanding of how I can operate within a system that's designed to keep you in a state of confusion, to create your own paradigm so you can develop a whole new perception of reality, because it's your reality, it's your perception. And if you pay attention to the laws are designed so you can be able to operate within that level. We're talking about international law or national laws dealing with the Constitution. If you really pay attention, it gives you the freedom, because we have once upon a time we never had this freedom because we was in slavery, or should I say we was kidnapped in many different parts of the world. So now that we are free within our own paradigm according to the nations where we're born under their jurisdiction, then those laws help you to understand that you have the freedom to do what you have to do. Of course, you're gonna have some people that's trying to oppress you, but don't worry about that. As long as you know how to operate within your intelligence, you know how to operate within your capabilities of creation or to be a creator. So the art of being creative is within the intelligence. And every time that we develop our intelligence, that gives us the motivation to continue to evolve. So this is why I created my business, which is an online business, but I'm trying to release the mind of individuals, because this is my experience to you. So my experience to you can help you to understand that every time that you gain information through, it don't matter if it's social media, dealing with the internet, books, everything has its place and it has its purpose. And it has a lot to do with your development and how you can basically use your intuition to keep that which is right and that which is wrong, right? And according to your skills and your abilities that you have, you can use it to, benefit within your life. So it's all about what you like to do and how you want to do it. So in my experience, in my structure, in my business in Trinidad and Tobago, it basically is how I can use my intelligence to put certain things together in order for me to live a better life. At the same time, help others to live a better life. Because a lot of people don't want to understand the concept of gaining information because they've been living a lie for a long time and they stuck in their lie. So sometimes when you stuck in a lie, you think that that lie is actually true. And that's a paradigm in your mind that you've been psychologically transformed and programmed to think that is true. And thus a man thinketh it becometh. It's through the laws of attraction. You have 7 universal laws. And within the laws of attraction is within the cause and effect. Because anything that you do has an effect to do it. So every cause has its own effect. In order for you to develop how to transform the mind to higher states of capabilities through knowledge yourself, you can be able to transform the mind to a whole new paradigm of reality. So reality is basically what you put in your mind, what you program with. So in my experience, in my business, and the things that I have done, my business is actually a culture that I can basically help others to recognize self and not just try to gain followers to become a part of a nation, because there's already nations that's arranged. Of course, it's under the European ruling. That doesn't mean that we cannot use it for our benefit. So this is what we have to basically develop to understand, that we can use every single thing around you for your development. And that's also another form of motivation that you can use to understand. because you dealing with people that's willing to enforce laws that it can oppress you. But if you have the knowledge of the laws and understand how to basically you can maneuver within these laws, you can basically escape what they're trying to oppress you with. So sometimes you have to understand the art of your intelligence as well as the information that you regurgitate inside you. So this is how I operate every single day, and this is my experience because I have many different experiences that I can basically share to make people understand how the mind operates. And within my experience, according to my spiritual growth and my spiritual practices, which is part of my culture within my company, this is my own creation, my own paradigm. So by it being my own paradigm, it's not egotistical speaking, because I remember I told one of Malachi York's sons that because he believes within every, like secret order or mystical order that people appoint positions and titles to you according to the level of your knowledge. But I look at it like this: if I can express my mind and let people hear me, then they can understand the level of how my mind has expanded. And I don't need nobody to appoint me in no form or fashion, because once you liberate your mind, you liberate from everything else. Once you liberate your mind through the laws of attraction, you create a paradigm or force field that can safeguard you in any situation in this physical life. It's a form of ritual. So therefore, once we understand the ritualistic practices in our own mind, we can know how to protect ourselves in any occasion. So I don't need nobody to appoint me in no form or fashion. I appoint myself, and I express my thoughts and my knowledge to people that have an open mind. So this is my motivation, and this is my life experience. And every single day while I'm living, I try to keep this in my mind, because this helped me to be sharp, because the experience of life kept me sharp. It helped me to understand the capabilities that I was given through my own efforts and learning, and my own efforts and continue to establish and accomplish what I need to do. Because through time, you get better with time. And once you get better with time, you know how to basically rearrange everything and put your whole, the pieces to the puzzle in the whole perfect picture. And this is what you're trying to do in life. You're trying to figure out this life and see what you can benefit from this life according to your development. Some people don't develop from this life because they continue to live a fictitious um, fraction of what they think is true. And sometimes, even in this illusionary world, everything is not truly true. But within the understanding of natural nature, we understand certain things dealing with principles and laws that arrange this illusionary realm into make your mind open to understanding the spirituality that's within you as well as that's outside of you. And this is what we're trying to achieve, is that spiritual peace that's also embedded inside of us. The more that we continue to grow within knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, then we continue to evolve within self-realization according to self-awareness. Because self-awareness is a key aspect of our growth. Everything that you do, you have to be aware of it. Everything that you potentially partake in this physical life experiences, you must put yourself in order for you to activate certain circuits of the physical brain, in order for the neurons transform into the DNA, in order for you to awaken certain other ancient experiences for the remembrance, in order for you to gain that supreme wisdom. So you can be like, okay, I remember this situation, and I would handle it this way instead of this way that I used to do. So sometimes you have to activate and put yourself in position for you to learn. So this is what I do every single day. I put myself in position so I can learn in order for me to see what the outcome and the results will be. So I'm a self-researcher, and I analyze everything and observe everything and try to see if I can put myself in a certain predicament in order for me to understand the circumstances and the results that it will come out of. So this is how I live my life. And every single day, once I live my life in that purview, I always use my intelligence to create these results in order for these results to manifest itself, to fruition, something that can grow out of nothing. Everything that I'm doing right now, even my business, I did this without no money. You see where I'm coming from? And I try to put myself in the paradigm, because when you're in a situation when you don't have nothing, then you have to create something out of nothing. And once you create something out of nothing and it becomes something, then your image and what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to achieve, it will become something strong. It has value, and that right and that's what your own creation creates. It creates the results according to your ambition and your power, and that which you sent out through the laws of attraction, it comes back and it becomes more greater. So this is the motivation that you also have to understand pertaining to that which is through the laws of attraction, because anything that you send out will come back eventually. It has time and preferences, but you have to put yourself in positions so once it manifests itself, it manifests according to what you created. And this is how you manifest things on a larger scale. So we continue to evolve even when you don't realize it that you're evolving. But you have to understand that most of the people that's around you have negative dark forces inside them, and they are objective and mission is to stop you into developing your godhood, which is so that by itself you're gonna have a challenge. But that doesn't mean that the challenge will stop you, because your mind has to be strong enough in order for you to excel in whatever that you're trying to create. And once you have the perception to execute, then nothing around you will stop you in your development. And this is the thing that we're trying to continue to grow in, to develop and motivate each other in order for us to basically evolve within our perception of what we're trying to create. It don't matter if it's dealing with another job or dealing with a career, you going to school, everything can be beneficial. I was ignorant to the fact, because I was in one point of time, I was looking at it because I have so much, information about our history and understanding how our oppressors oppress our mind to gain certain information. And now, since they're giving it in their way, then of course we can use their knowledge to gain jobs in their business, in their infrastructure. So now we have to sit back and analyze the situation, because remember, this society that we have to survive, you have to have money, you have to have resources, you have to have, information, certifications, things of that nature in order for us to get a job. By this society being arranged and created the way it is, then we have to start using our intelligence to see if we want to be in their paradigm, in their infrastructure, or if we want to create our own. And sometimes there are many, many different ways that we can create our own, but sometimes we have to go on a lower scale of the infrastructure of what they created, because what they created is according to what their agenda is, what their agenda or the perception of what they want in order for them to stay in power. They put certain things in place just for those purposes. So we have to do the same way, or do the same thing, but do it in a more intellectual way to let them know that they can't stop us in what we're trying to accomplish. So the more that we evolve in that perception, then we motivate ourselves to have the ambition and integrity in order for us to continue through the laws of attraction that will manifest in due time. So therefore, we have to stick to our own goals and what we're trying to create. It don't matter what infrastructure is created, we have to create our own infrastructure. And we have to use the tools that we have, even if it's small, we must make something, make something out of nothing. And that's our main purpose and our goal. And the more that we continue to realize that, then we continue to grow. So this was, my motivational speech, and hopefully that you can be able to gravitate something from it. Please share and go to the description and invest in my mission and what I'm trying to accomplish. You can look at the links to look at my business structure, my infrastructure, and things that I put for myself. And I'm only doing this so you can realize the same power that you have. So in due time, we'll meet again. Peace.